Hello, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my channel. It's nice to see you again after so many years. Okay, it's only months after some months. This video I'm about to make, I'm going to apologize in advance. It's a little bit late because it's supposed to come before Ramadan, and at the point I decided to not do it again, and then I was just like, why not? Because if it's not useful for you this Ramadan, it might be useful for you next Ramadan, inshallah. And I'm going to still share some tips that might be useful during Ramadan. Ramadan is only 5 days today anyway, so inshallah rahman, I hope as you listen to this video you gain something beneficial, and it helps you to easily navigate your Ramadan during this period. Really, that's it. So yeah, stay tuned and let's enjoy this video, inshallah. Hello, assalamu alaikum. As I've introduced earlier, I'm going to be talking about Ramadan, and the first thing I'm going to be talking about is planning. This might be a little bit late for now because we already past the planning stage and we are in the act right now. But then if I share this tip, hopefully inshallah it will help someone plan better coming Ramadan, inshallah. May Allah spare our lives till then. So the first thing I want to encourage you to do as an NHS worker is plan ahead of your Ramadan, and especially with regards to your rosters. I know a lot of people are doing long days this period, and it is definitely not easy to be on long day while fasting. Even when you're not fasting, it is not easy, and then you're going to be fasting for 16 hours, and then you're going to be working 12 hours out of the 16 hours. It's definitely not easy. So the first thing is determine the period within which Ramadan is going to fall. Usually for me, I last year I was only able to request 1 week of Ramadan because I needed my leave for some other stuff, and this year I was able to book the last 2 weeks of Ramadan off for my annual leave. So if you have any annual leave to spare, it is best to use it in Ramadan. So take probably the first week, whatever week that you think is the hardest for you to cope, either the first week or the last week or the last 2 weeks or in the middle. You just want to have a break in between. Just book some annual leave during Ramadan, and that's going to offload some of the work, some of the duties you have to do. Then you can have a talk with your manager depending on what your preferences will be. Either you prefer to work night duties or you prefer to work day duties. They are going to be really accommodating because it's part of the leadership training they've been given, really. Last year Ramadan, I didn't say anything to my manager, and when they realized I was fasting, because before the end of the first 3 weeks I was like already very weak. So when they realized I was fasting, they're like, oh, you could have told us, you could have adjusted your shifts and everything. So you could request for a flexible shifts with your manager, and hopefully they will be able to reason along with you. There is no crime in asking. If they're not able to reschedule for you or to adjust your roster, you made effort already. So ask, explain yourself, and say this and this is what I have to do. Can you make these adjustments for me just to accommodate me for this 1 month? And hopefully inshallah you meet favor and grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the person you're going to be requesting from. Another thing is for planning, just try as much as possible to have an accountability partner. I know it's not easy. For most of us here, we are alone. Most of the people I know are alone. So if you are alone, it is definitely not easy to take yourself into account, to give yourself the encouragement you need, the motivation that is needed for you to navigate through Ramadan. So if you try and find an accountability partner, even if the person is a little bit far away from you, or if you manage to make some friends within your locality who are Muslims who can encourage you through the month of Ramadan, so share your plans with them and probably call to wake you up for sahur, you know, stuffs like that, just to make sure you're carried along, because it's not easy. Most of us come from areas where you hear adhan everywhere. There are Muslims on the streets as you're going, everybody is greeting you, alaja ekwawe, you know, things like that, afa ekungbe, things like that. But here you are so on your own. Nobody even knows Ramadan is happening except you. So you have to find someone to be accountable to. So I tell you what, it's definitely different when you're doing it alone and when you're doing it with someone. I've been there. So just try as much as possible, do it with someone who can help you, who can motivate you, who can keep calling you, who can give you the call, who can give you the talk when you need it. That's what you should try to find and work with, even if the person is in Nigeria or the person is like outside of the country. So yeah, and the second thing I'm going to be talking about is our ibadah during the month of Ramadan. And I'm going to be looking at it in the light of NHS workers doing long days. So what we want to have in mind is, after you finish sahur about 4:30 thereabout, and then you resume work at 7 o'clock, and you're not getting off work until 8 o'clock for some people, or 7 o'clock for some people, when it's already time to break your fast, you know. So it's like, if you're not careful, you're just going to fast the whole day without doing any act of ibadah except from working, really. So one of the, I had a video about navigating solar, tips to navigate solar while at work. You can go back to that and watch it, and then you might be able to adapt some things so that you can be able to perform your daily solar while at work. And another thing you can do is you can utilize your break periods, because now you're not going to be using your break periods to eat, isn't it? So you can use it to do your tilawa, you can use it to do your nawafil, your dua, or whatever. So just try as much as possible, utilize that 1 hour, most times 1 hour break, really. Utilize the 1 hour break effectively, such that you're able to perform at least the bare minimum act of ibadah, tilawa, and everything while at work. Also, try as much as possible to gyrate with your local masjid. I know in some areas there are no space for the ladies and stuff like that. Sometimes when you come back from NHS work long day, you don't even have the strength to go to the masjid to do tarawih in it. So what you just have to do is, you can get their prayer times, like my own local masjid, they always print out the prayer times. So that's what you can just take it home and then follow the prayer times, the time when sahur stops and everything. So as much as possible, you can use these herbs and everything, but I usually think the masjids are more reliable. And when you feel up to it, when you have time, when you're not at work and you're a bit free, then you can always go to the masjid, pray with them, observe tarawih in Jama'ah and everything. And another thing is, I know this is not easy. It's not as easy as I'm saying it, because I've been there. It's not as easy as I'm saying it. Don't zero your mind that you're not going to be performing tarawih, especially when you're on long day. So when you come back, just try as much as possible. You're going to perform your Isha anyway. You don't have a choice with that one. If it is just about 2 to 4 units that you can perform before you sleep, then you can perform the remaining 4 units, and then your shafi and witri when you wake up for tahajjud. But just always try as much as possible, have it in mind that you're going to do something, that you're going to do it, and pray to Allah to make it easy for you. And that's the way you'll be able to a certain extent do something. If you zero your mind you're not going to do anything, I bet you're not going to have the energy, motivation, or anything to do anything at all. So it's better for you to make the intention and work towards fulfilling your intention and praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for you. And quickly, I'm going to be moving to feeding. So it is important to watch what we eat in Ramadan. Ramadan is not just about fasting from morning till night and then you're going to eat everything you can eat at night. Well, with the fasting hours we have, it's not going to work anyway because by the time you eat sahur, iftar at about 9 o'clock, and then you're eating sahur at about 4 o'clock in the morning. Even before 4 o'clock, you should have finished by 4 o'clock, towards the end of Ramadan at least. So you would not be able to like gulp down a lot of food. So try as much as possible, take light meals during iftar. I'm not saying like you should be drinking custard or oats all the time, but like even if you're going to take swallow or anything, take like small portions. You don't have to eat like a very large portion before you can not feel the pangs of hunger. I don't know how to put that. You don't have to eat a large portion of food really. So just ration your food, and I think that's much better and that's much healthier for you. Makes it easy for you to get up for sahur as well, and it makes you sleep less during the day, so that you don't have to so that you don't oversleep your resumption time to work. And then another thing that I found very beneficial is to take yogurt during sahur. Yogurt is very good for your guts, so that way prevents issues that might arise from you not eating enough and everything. So try as much as possible after your food during sahur, just take like very light yogurt. What I usually do is the normal Greek yogurt we get in Aldi and Sainsbury and all stuff, just like 2 scoops in a glass of water. Just mix everything together. Sometimes I add a little bit of milk if I want to indulge myself. Sometimes I take it alone. So just gulp that down after your food and you'll feel much more refreshed and full. And then it is also encouraged to have like 1 banana either at sahur or at iftar, but usually I advise at sahur because that's when you're going to have like a longer period of time. So if you have 1 banana at sahur, that banana contains a lot of potassium, so that helps you to retain some fluid in your body, and then you don't feel thirst or knocked out or dry very easily. So if you have 1 banana during sahur, it should be that will also help to keep you hydrated during the day, and then you're not going to be like feeling faint and all sort of funny symptoms while you're at work. The last tip is going to be, it's not the last on the feeding, it's going to be to consciously make efforts to shop and eat halal during Ramadan. Try as much as, if you've been nonchalant before, this is not the time for it. Try as much as possible to make sure that everything you're eating is clean, is pork free, and your animals are slaughtered appropriately at least. So just find out around you. You might have local Asian stores. Most of the Asian stores are halal. They have halal fish, poultry that you can easily get, and then otherwise you can always have fish. All kinds of fish are halal. So just like just try and make that conscious effort. Look at your labels, look at everything you're buying, look at it thoroughly and make sure they are halal. Some sweets, you'll find out that some sweets, some pastries, like some of these things that we just casually just buy, they are haram and we don't even know it. So read the labelings, the ingredients on whatever products you want to buy, and be sure you're not consuming anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited, so that you don't invalidate your fast, and then so that you don't invalidate your fast, and all the trouble that you've been through is going to get wasted. So I'm going to be rounding this video off quickly by giving us like a very short admonition. I know this is very not easy. I'm saying this is very not easy. This is my second Ramadan, and my first Ramadan, I'm not proud to say, but I couldn't finish it because I got terribly sick towards the end of Ramadan. I just couldn't finish it. So I had to break like, I think the last 3, or I don't know. I just didn't finish that last Ramadan because my health couldn't cope any longer. It was longer than this year's really. So I know it is not easy. and this is a test of faith, especially for the fact that you're coming from an area where it is much more easier than this. So you always feel like, God, I have not experienced this before. This is so new, this is strange, this is telling on you. And then coupled with the stress of NHS work, you being alone, no family, sometimes no friends, or at least no friends who actually understand what you're going through. So it's very difficult, but this is the time to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He's the one that can make easy whatever thing that is hard. So you have to plead to Him to make it easy for you to be able to complete the whole Ramadan, to give you the strength, to give you the resources that you need, so that you'll be able to do diligence to Ramadan before it finishes. And inshallah, our reward is only with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's the only thing I can say. It is difficult. It is difficult, but I tell you what, the more you get into it, the better it gets. We've only been a few days into this Ramadan, and I can tell I feel much better than how I felt last year. Maybe because I had a lot of anxieties last year as well. I was alone. I didn't know what to do. So yeah, so it gets better. I think that's what I can say for now, inshallah. Hopefully by the end of Ramadan, I still can say it gets better. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us good health, give us sound iman, and yeah, give us good health and sound iman, so that we'll be able to keep our feet firm and finish this Ramadan strongly, as strong as we have started, or even much better than we've started. Make us Muslims till death, and make our final abode al Jannah Firdaus. Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lighten our path and keep us on the straight path, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not lead us astray. Ameen. So thank you very much for watching this video. At this juncture, I can't make promises of when another one will come up soon. But if there's anything you want me to talk about physically that's affecting the Muslims or anything, please drop comments below. Let me know what you want me to talk about, or if there's anything you want to say about this video, let me know. And inshallah rahman, I'm going to try my best as much as possible to attend to any questions or any comments that has been dropped. So until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.